Hi everyone, my name is Vinod. I am a first year law student at Campus Law Center, Delhi University. Today we are discussing about law of tort subject. In this subject we will be discussing about topic 1, which is introduction, definition, nature and scope. Let us understand the definition of tort. Before going for the definition of tort, let us understand what is an offense. We know that there are two types of offense. One is a criminal offense and another one is a civil offense. And what is a criminal offense? Of course you all are aware about that any crime which is a wrongful act. A crime is what? A wrongful act, and it is also a breach of duty which is recognized by the criminal law. Say for example, I have a duty to not to kill someone. It is a duty imposed by criminal law. If I kill someone, I committed a crime. Likewise, in civil offense, we have a duty of performance of contract. Say for example, there is a breach of contract. So what is a breach of contract? Breach of contract is a non-performance of a duty which is decided by the party of a contract. Similarly, what is tort? Tort is a breach of duty recognized by the law of tort. For example, violation of a duty to injure the reputation of someone, which results to the tort of defamation. Now, violation of a duty not to interfere with the possession of a land, which results into tort of trespass. Now, there is another example. The violation of a duty not to defraud another is results of the tort of deceit. So, tort is a what? Torts comes under the civil offense. Let us understand the root word of tort. What is a root word for tort? So, tort word came from the Latin term tortum, which means to twist. It includes the conduct which is not straight or lawful, but on the other hand, it is twisted, crooked or unlawful. So, what is tort? Tort is a wrongful act committed by a person, and whoever commits the tort is known as a wrongdoer. So what is wrongdoer did? Wrongdoer violates some legal right vested in the another person, and the law imposes a duty to respect the legal right. And when a breach of that duty is said to have done the wrongful act. When we breach that duty which was imposed by law to respect the legal rights which is vested into another person. Say for example, I have a right to freedom or right to freely move throughout the India given under Article 19. So also I have a duty to not to interfere in someone's right to freedom or right to movement. Right? Whenever I breach that duty to respect the other person's right, I committed a tort. Okay, let us understand more. Now let us understand what Salmond says about tort. Salmond says that tort is a civil wrong. Tort is a civil wrong which is not exclusively of breach of contract or breach of trust. So what Salmond says that tort is a civil wrong which is not exclusively breach of contract or breach of trust, and there is a remedy available for the tort, which is unliquidated damages. Damages means compensation, and unliquidated means which is not pre-decided. Say for example, there is a breach of contract. So when we do breach of contract, there would be the pre-decided liabilities. If I breach that contract, you have to pay this much of amount. If you breach this contract, you will have to pay this much amount. However, this is not the case with the tort. In tort, there is a unliquidated damages, which means there was no pre-decided damages. There was no pre-decided compensation. That compensation is decided by the judge as per the case. Now let us understand what Winfield says about this tort. Winfield says that tort is a breach of duty primarily fixed by the law. According to Winfield thinks that breach of duty is amounts to a tort, and which the breach is redressable by way of unliquidated damages. So Winfield says that breach of duty primarily fixed by law, which is redressable by way of unliquidated damages. Now there is a definition given under the Limitation Act section 2M. What the Limitation Act says about the tort? Tort means a civil wrong which is not exclusively a breach of contract or breach of trust. I mean, every tort is a civil wrong, but every civil wrong is not a tort. I mean all those civil wrong which were defined in any particular statute. Tort is different from breach of contract or breach of trust. Let us understand by example. Violation of a duty to injure the reputation called defamation. Violation of a duty not to enter someone's land called tort of trespass. I mean, I have a right to property, right? If someone violates the right to property, I mean someone illegally enter in my house, he committed a tort. He committed the tort of trespass. Now, in conclusion, we can say that tort is a civil wrong and every civil wrong is not a tort, right? Every tort is a civil wrong, but every civil wrong is not a tort. Hence, to conclude, we can say that tort is a civil wrong. Which kind of civil wrong? It is other than breach of contract and breach of trust civil wrong. Is there any remedy available for that civil wrong? Yes, there is a remedy available in the common law, which is unliquidated damages. What is mean by unliquidated damages? Damages means compensation and unliquidated means no pre-decided compensation. The compensation will be decided by the judge as per the case. Hence, tort is a civil wrong redressable in nature by way of unliquidated damages.